Welcome back to episode 2. Sorry for the low editing effort. A few friends asked me to upload just the story, so I kept it simple. If you still enjoy it, I'll continue it. Let's start. Mom, why didn't you tell me before coming? Ranchin opened the door and asked with frustration. She had told her mother many times, if you want to visit, please tell me first. That way, she could avoid the problems that often happened afterward. In case I'm not home, Ranchin added. Kinkaman understood why her daughter made this rule. Ranchin Lapas hated arguments. She didn't like being caught between two people throwing hurtful words at each other. If she could avoid conflict, she would. Telling her before visiting this expensive house helped prevent many fights. Somehow, her daughter always managed to make Firacha hide, leave, or disappear whenever she came. Kinkaman didn't care how it happened. In the end, Ranchin Lapas always chose her mother first. She never stopped her from visiting, only made sure her hot-tempered wife stayed out of sight. That was enough to make Kinkaman satisfied. It's fine. If Ranchin Lapas isn't home, I'll just leave the food with the maid, Kinkaman said happily, handing over a cloth bag full of home-cooked dishes. Worry, I don't want to talk to your wife anyway. Mom, Ranchin Lapas said softly. Her mother saw how tired she looked and felt a little sorry. She had worked hard all week. If she had to stop her mother and her wife from arguing again, she would only get more exhausted. So today, Kinkaman told herself she would try to behave better for her daughter's sake. Where is she? Even though she was told not to cause trouble, she still looked around for her rich, spoiled daughter-in-law. At first, she only wanted to avoid being scolded by Ranchin Lapas. But when she didn't see even a trace of Firacha, she couldn't stop herself from complaining. Is she still sleeping at this hour? I told you not to marry some rich girl who can't even take care of herself. Instead of being cared for and supported, her daughter's life had become harder because she married the wrong person. Today is a holiday. If you hadn't come, I wouldn't be awake yet either, Ranchin Lapas said. When does my ranch ever sleep late? Her mother argued right away. Her daughter always woke up early, weekday or weekend. She only said this now to protect the other girl. Thinking about it made her mother even more annoyed. If her daughter hadn't been stubborn, if she had married the person her mother chose, someone kind, sweet, polite, and from the same social class, her life would be so much easier now. Mom, would you like to eat with me? She tried to change the subject. If she let her mother continue, she would start criticizing Firacha again, and she didn't want that, especially from her own mother. I already ate with your father. Do you want me to heat your food? I can do it myself, Mom. No, it's your day off. You should rest. If your wife doesn't take care of you, never mind, your mother will. She had said this many times. Her mother still believed that a wife must take care of her spouse in everything. Sometimes it seemed Kinkaman forgot that her daughter was also a wife, Firacha's wife. Even if Ranchin Lapas had been a husband, she still would have disagreed with her mother's thinking. To her, when two people chose to live their lives together, they had to care for each other equally. Firacha works too, Mother. It's not her duty to handle things like that, and I never expect her to take care of me all by herself either, Ranchin Lapas said gently. What work? Does she work as hard as you? That girl can't even do simple things. Has she ever done anything properly? Her mother spoke with clear prejudice. To Kinkaman, Firacha was just a spoiled rich girl, pampered, lazy, and nothing like her hardworking daughter. Having a wife who only dressed up and walked around the house felt like a shameful thing to her. Mom. Oh, please, Ranch. You always defend your wife. If you chose the wrong person, just admit you chose wrong. Ranchin Lapas was about to stop her mother again, but she didn't get the chance. Because the person they were talking about walked down the stairs at that exact moment. Both mother and daughter looked up. There was Firacha, a slim young woman with messy long hair, no makeup, wearing a white slip nightdress that showed more skin than Kinkaman wanted to see. Whatever drowsiness Firacha had seconds earlier vanished instantly when she saw who was visiting. The moment her eyes met that cold, judging glare, her mild confusion turned to irritation. She had thought she would finally get a peaceful morning, only for her unpleasant mother-in-law to ruin it completely. "Why are you here, mother?" Her rude greeting made Kinkaman's eyebrow jerk upward. Ranchin Lopez closed her eyes and rubbed her temples, already tired. "That's how you greet elders. Is that how polite people talk?" Kinkaman snapped coldly. She looked Firacha up and down with clear disgust. Firacha saw it and felt her anger burn hotter. "And look at what you're wearing. Don't you have proper clothes? Or do spoiled rich kids dress like this?" What did this mean? Kinkaman didn't say it, but her eyes made the insult obvious. No one had ever looked down on Firacha like this before. Only Ranchin Lopez's mother dared. "I just asked why you came to disturb our rest," Firacha replied with a small, sharp smile. She refused to lose her temper first. Whoever got angry first would lose. "And sorry for the outfit. I didn't know you were visiting. When it's only me and Ranch, I don't need to cover up." "Shameful, ugly, absolutely disgusting," Kinkaman shouted. "Mom," Ranchin Lopez warned, trying to stop her mother, but Firacha spoke first. With a sweet, dangerous smile, she said, "Ranch chose this nightdress for me. She picked it herself." It wasn't completely a lie. Ranchin Lopez had chosen it, back when their relationship was still sweet. "Right, my love," Firacha added, turning to her wife. Ranchin Lopez flinched a little when she was asked. She looked nervous but still nodded. Her reaction made Firacha very pleased. But Kinkaman almost fainted and had to search her bag for smelling salts. "I'm going to faint. And you, waking up this late, if I didn't come, who knows if my daughter would have eaten anything." "Oh, mother," Firacha said sweetly. "Ranch can cook for herself, and she cooks for me too." She stepped closer, her pretty face wearing a fake, sugary smile. "If you hadn't interrupted our private time, your hardworking daughter would probably be serving brunch to her wife in bed right now." She laughed softly. The more she saw her mother-in-law's annoyed expression, the more she wanted to laugh. "What, are you crippled? Why does my daughter need to serve you?" Kinkaman snapped. Firacha's eyebrow twitched. Every word from this sharp-tongued older woman irritated her. She couldn't understand how someone as gentle as Ranchin Lopez grew up under a mother like this. Her peaceful day off was now ruined, all because this meddling old woman had come into her house and judged her the moment she appeared. What hurt most was that Ranchin Lopez didn't stop her mother. She just sat there, letting her mother talk. It was hard to believe that Firacha had once trusted this woman enough to build a future with her. She had truly loved Ranchin Lopez. She used to believe that no matter what happened, she would be protected. But now she realized she was completely on her own. Fine, if Ranchin Lopez couldn't protect her dignity, she would protect it herself. "Oh, mother," Firacha said in a sweet voice, tilting her head in a way Kinkaman hated. The older woman was sure it was that same beauty and seductive charm that had trapped her daughter. "You never spoiled your husband before. That's normal in a marriage. Ranch used to spoil me all the time." "What, Ranch, you let this girl treat you like that?" Kinkaman shouted. The idea that her daughter acted like a servant to a rich heiress made her furious. Kinkaman hated wealthy families for this reason. They always looked down on people like her daughter. "Ugh. Ranch listens to me more than you think, mother," Firacha said, seeing the shock in Kinkaman's eyes. She walked even closer to her wife and slowly ran her fingers along Ranchin Lopez's shoulder, a light, intimate touch that made the older woman tense up. They knew each other's bodies well, but since they decided to separate 2 months ago, Firacha rarely came this close, except when her mother-in-law was watching. Because of that, every touch now made Ranchin Lopez stiffen nervously. "Anything I tell Ranch to do, she does it," Firacha added on purpose. She wanted to provoke the old woman, and she succeeded. Just hearing that her beloved daughter took orders from her wife made Kinkaman almost lose control. "Ranch loves doing what her wife says," Firacha finished with a satisfied smile. When Firacha finished talking, she covered her mouth and pretended to laugh. Her mother-in-law was so angry she couldn't even think of what to say. She just stood there, teeth grinding, and that sight made Firacha very pleased. Ranchin Lopez sat quietly, rubbing her temples. She didn't say a word. It was clear she didn't have the energy to stop the fight. But at least she didn't embarrass her wife in front of her mother. That was the one good thing left. "Mom, you're going to warm the food, right? Please do it. I will be down soon," said. Before the argument could get worse, the young lawyer stood up quickly and pulled her difficult wife along with her. Firacha didn't resist. But when she walked past Kinkaman, whose old face was red with fury, she gave her a small, mocking smile, like a winner. "Change your clothes and come down to eat," Ranch and Lapas said softly once they reached the bedroom. It used to be their room, but now it was only Firacha's. As soon as the door closed, the older woman let out a slow breath and tried to keep her voice gentle. "You really want me to sit and eat with your mother? As if that will go well." Even her way of speaking had changed. Her little Neen used to be sweet and gentle, but ever since she asked for a divorce, everything changed. There was no I and Nong Neen, no I and P Ranchin anymore, only I and you. "You're not hungry?" Ranchin Lapas asked quietly. "Don't interfere," Firacha snapped. "And for your information, this house is not yours alone. If you're inviting someone here, tell me first. I'm tired of that old woman coming in and insulting me in my own home. It happened too many times." "Neen." "What? Your mother can insult me, but I can't say anything back." Her voice trembled with anger and pain, but she kept it low so no one outside could hear. "Am I the only one you allow people to insult in this house?" The disappointment in her eyes cut straight through Ranchin Lapas's chest. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "She's old, it's hard to correct her now." She wanted Firacha to stop arguing. It seemed easier than trying to change an elderly woman's behavior. But this only made Firacha angrier, because it felt like Ranchin Lapas always wanted her to be the one to give in. "Oh, I see. So now you're here to correct me instead of her." "Firacha, aren't you tired of fighting with my mother every time you see her?" "Of course I'm tired," Firacha burst out. "I'm tired of you. I'm tired of your mother. I'm tired of everything, Ranchin Lapas." Only someone as strong as she was could face someone like Kinkaman. "Your mother behaves like this because you never stop her. Everything rude, everything inappropriate, things normal people would never do, you let her continue. So listen to me. If you won't teach her, I will." "All this fighting is ruining our mental health," Ranchin Lapas whispered. "I can't live like this anymore." That was why Ranchin Lapas never dared go against her mother. She always gave in to what the other wanted. Anything she could tolerate, she tolerated. Anything she could swallow, she swallowed. She was the complete opposite of Firacha. That old woman is like a rabid dog, always looking for someone to bite. With a mother like that, how can you expect to live a peaceful life? "Neen." Normally, Ranchin Lapas would call her Nong Neen. But when she used only her short name, it meant she was angry. Her beautiful face was flushed, her hands clenched tight. She was trying to hold back the storm inside. "Oh, you're angry now that your mother got insulted. But when I was the one being insulted, were you ever this angry for me?" As she spoke, tears she never wanted to shed finally spilled over. The moment Ranchin Lapas saw those clear drops fall, her anger dissolved into shock, then guilt. She had made her cry again. "You're good at everything, P. Ranch. Everyone admires you. You're respected at work. You're capable, successful, perfect in every way." Her voice trembled softly as tears streaked her face. "But do you know something? As a wife, as my partner, you're the worst. I regret marrying you so much. If I could go back in time, I would never have chosen you." Ranchin Lapas froze. Her eyes burned. Feeling the pain and disappointment radiating from Firacha made her want to cry too. How had things between them fallen this far? The woman who once professed endless love was now saying that trusting her with her life had been a terrible mistake. Was it really that bad? "It's not just me who's so eager for a divorce." Ranchin wanted to defend herself because she never wanted a divorce the way Firacha thought. The request to separate hadn't come from true desire, but she couldn't bring herself to say any of that. She stayed silent as more words stabbed into her heart. "I want a divorce too," Firacha said. "Fine." But if we divorce, your mother will be the happiest person alive. And honestly, I don't want to give her that satisfaction. That would mean she lost to that old woman. Until the divorce is finalized, play the role of a good wife for now, okay? Firacha wiped her tears and stepped close, only inches between them. Can you act like we still love each other? At least for as long as my family asks you to stay. Pretend a little, will you? The younger woman gave a cruel, sharp smile, a smile Ranchan Lapas had always hated. Let me make your mother feel like she's about to burst with pain. Even if it's only for a short while, that'll be enough.